Welcome back to episode 4 of Horror and Hops, where we pair the best in horror, the best in beer. And this week I got some really bad news. This episode is going to feel a lot like episode 2, where I'm bringing you a snoozer. Now I'm not doing it intentionally, I'm doing it because I want to save you the time. I want to save you the 90 minutes that I just endured. And let's cut to the chase. This week I'll be reviewing Here Alone. Came out in 2016. It's directed by Rod Blackhurst. Here's what the movie's about. The movie focuses on Anne. She's a woman living in a zombie apocalypse, and she's removed herself to the middle of the woods. And that's where 99% of the movie takes place, is the middle of the woods. First 20 minutes, zero dialogue. Yes, zero dialogue. It's her foraging for food, bathing, passing the time. But let's face it, I mean, there's really, what else are you gonna do? And then about 20 to 30-ish minutes into the film, she ends up coming upon 2 other survivors, very cautious of course. She comes upon a gentleman and his daughter, and she takes him on in, patches up this guy. The next 40 minutes is them kind of bonding, and the 3 of them try and build this relationship. They try and go back to normalcy, yet they're living in a really terrible world. There's no explanation behind the virus, except it starts as a rash on your tummy. They should have called it the raspberry virus. That would have been a great joke and just great writing. They missed the punch on that one. It's okay. I'll take the credit for it. So this raspberry virus breaks off across the world. A lot of people die. Now throughout this movie, it really focuses on Anne, this main survivor. And of course you find out early on, Anne is married, has a child, but of course you never see them. So basically it takes the whole 90 minutes to figure out what happens to her family. Along the way, her and her 2 compadres try to salvage and look for food. That's the movie. That's 90 minutes. There's some slight twists that happen towards the end I don't want to spoil, but they're very mild, and in my opinion, don't make a lot of sense. I'm not a fan of Here Alone. I would give it a 5 out of 10. Now, here's the good part. I thought the filmmaking was great. I read a little bit about the making of this movie. They shot it in, I believe, 23 days on a shoestring budget, and it doesn't feel like a shoestring budget. I mean, it just feels good in terms of the execution of shots, editing, and things like that. I really give them a huge thumbs up on that. They shot a nice looking movie. Now here's the good news about Here Alone. Well, this is how I found the movie. It was on Netflix, and it was like on my homepage. It came highly recommended by Netflix. The little blurb and a couple of the thumbnails they had, it's very interesting. It got like 5 out of 5 stars in terms of its recommendation, which I'm finding is very elusive and very ambiguous in terms of Netflix's rating algorithms, and I will take much more caution in the future. So, to conclude, Here Alone, a well-shot movie. It feels good for the tight budget they were on, and I commend them for doing it. It's a self-funded, self-produced film project that cannot be an easy feat. I can't even speak to that, so kudos to that. However, from a script standpoint, it's so slow, and then when bad things happen to these characters or when good things happen, I don't really care. It's not really cause for celebration or cause for sadness. It just happens. So here's kind of a first for this channel. I mean, I've been given a lot of beer recommendations throughout the years, and a lot of them I've tried, or some of them I can't even get my hands on in the area I live. But I was recently recommended to try out some Toppling Goliath beer. So Toppling Goliath is a brewery out of Decorah, Iowa, and all I was able to find was this big, beautiful bomber here called XHops Pale Ale. Let's give it a go. So this is the first time I've tried Toppling Goliath stuff. It smells like a great IPA. I haven't had an IPA in a while. Oh, that's good. I should have been drinking this while watching Here Alone. Toppling Goliath is great for those who are your die-hard IPA fans. If you're a subtle fan, you're probably not going to like it. On the hops spectrum between a 1 and 10, 10 being Christmas tree water and 1 being nothing, I give this almost an 8. It's pretty high up there, but it's still very enjoyable. And there's a little bit of sweetness in there as well. I can't tell if it's citrus or something else, but it's a whole lot of hops, almost like a double IPA. Now, I'm a little intimidated. There's no ABV on here. You know, I love my ABVs. So I'm gonna ballpark. I'm gonna say 8% ABV. Now I'm gonna research it and see how close I am. 8%. Sticking to it. And that's a great thing. Like if you're watching an outdoors film, you want to put yourself in the outdoors. A good IPA will get you there. Just pop the top, just smell it, brings you back to the outdoors. So just close your eyes, take a smell, you're in the outdoors, take a sip, you're in the outdoors. Now go watch Here Alone, if you choose to, or go rewatch Exists, or go watch The Road if you're in a post-apocalyptic mood and you want to see some dreariness. Pick up Toppling Goliath's XHops Pale Ale. Now, it says teal over here. I don't know if that's part of the name. XHops Teal Pale Ale. Also, if you had some fun watching this video, I love suggestions, I love comments, I love smushed keyboards. Let's see them down below. Let's do it. Takes 5 seconds. Tops. Smush it, send, or enter, return. You'll figure it out. I trust you. Also, I figure, I'll give you my opinion on these movies I'm watching. I'm giving you my opinion on beers. Let's give you some facts. This week's horror trivia question is, What did the crew refer to the animatronical shark in Jaws on set? Yes, I'm talking about the Spielberg original. It had a code name. The code name is Bruce. It's actually Steven Spielberg's lawyer. He decided to name a shark after his lawyer. Kind of a, if you're a big Jaws fan, that's a given, but if you're a casual Jaws fan, you probably didn't know that. Until next week. And I hope I'll have a better movie next week.